दोस्तों इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन दूंगा मैं 100 WPM पर एसएससी और DSSSB के लिए जो स्पेशल मैटर मैंने तैयार किए हैं उसकी आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं 100 WPM पर। बी रेडी फॉर इट। सर, the formation of an Andhra province is to be welcomed from that point of view. In our deliberations and inquiries, we found that if there was a strong case, there could not be a stronger and ripper case than for the formation or an Andhra province on administrative grounds. We also came to the conclusion that there was necessity of a redistribution of provinces on administrative grounds in the case of certain other provinces too, if and when the necessary conditions are there and an opportune time comes, that redistribution may also take place. I have found that even the incorporation of directive principles in our constitution has been attacked by some people inside and outside too. But these directive principles are very necessary. They contain the principles on which our state has to act, and those principles are both Gandhian and socialistic, a mixture of both in their character. Article 45 of the Irish Constitution also contains those directive principles. Now, sir, I come to some of the drawbacks, or I might say some of those omissions which I regret. For example, sir, I would have liked the name Bharat to come before India. It is a fact that Bharat and India have come in, but I would have liked Bharat to come before India. I am sorry, sir, that there has been an undue anxiety in our minds about the avoidance of the name of God. Looking to the foreign constitutions of other countries, I find that there is at least one constitution, the Constitution of South Africa, which in its very first article says, "The people of the Union acknowledges the sovereignty and guidance of Almighty God." In our country, sir, which has always remained religious and has retained its spiritual character, and which has produced one of the greatest spiritual personalities in the world in modern times too, I would have liked that the name of God should have been introduced. Again, the words secular state should not have come into the constitution. It would have been enough if it had been said that the state should not interfere with any religion, or we could have said that the state should have a spiritual or moral outlook instead of saying that it should be secular. The introduction of these words has created a lot of misunderstanding. Many of us do not like the introduction or the acceptance of international forms of numerals. But I have all along held the view that we should not force our views on others, and whatever has been achieved by unanimity is welcome. I hope that when the time comes, we shall be able to see one another's point of view. I also dislike reservation in the case of Anglo-Indians. Anglo-Indians are a cultured and enlightened community, and they do not need any reservation. So far as the question of the banning of cow slaughter is concerned, I agree with the previous speaker that it should have been brought in a clear and direct manner into our constitution. Banning of cow killing should not have been introduced in the way it has been done. The majority of the people of this country hold the cow sacred. They hold very strong views on this question, and the cow represents, as Mahatma Gandhi said, the entire animal kingdom. There was a time in this country when not only the killing of the cows but also of any other animal was prohibited. I do not want to take more time of the house. With these few reservations, I support the Constitution. I hope and trust the dawn of a new era is near at hand, which will lead the country to a brighter future and which will make the state stronger, more solid, more prosperous and more stable. Mr. President, Sir, at the outset, I would like to express the thanks of the drafting committee to the members of this honorable house who, whatever their views might be on certain provisions of this constitution, have practically one and all paid tributes to the work of the drafting committee, and sir, not the least of them all to my leader who in such kind terms singled out every member of the drafting committee for recognition of his services, which I think we would all cherish to the end of our lives. Sir, so far as the criticism that has been levelled against the Constitution or some provisions thereof are concerned, it would not be possible for me to cover the entire ground, and perhaps it is not necessary. But at this stage, it is likely that the public and those for whose purpose this constitution has been framed are likely to get an erroneous view of the provisions of this constitution if certain criticisms voiced by certain members of this house, which in my view arise out of certain misconceptions about or out of an imperfect understanding of the provisions of the constitution, are not controverted. In the time at my disposal and with the permission of the house and your good self, I propose to deal with some of these criticisms. Sir, if I am to catalogue the various criticisms, it might take the entire time at my disposal. But I would like to tell the house that they form a bewildering complexity, one criticism contradicting the other. I might read out a few of the criticisms that I have jotted down. One of the basic defects of this constitution is supposed to be that it is not a federal constitution but a unitary one. There are other members who feel that it is a constitution midway between the two, whatever that might mean. A third class of persons said it is a decentralized unitary state. And then again, Mr. Gupte took objection to our using the word state, as statehood is not conferred on the units of this federation. The general complaint has been that there is too much centralization in the constitution which deprives the units of any initiative. दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है और उम्मीद पूरी है कि आप लोगों ने इसे अच्छे से लिखा होगा, मेहनत अच्छे से आप कर रहे होंगे। जितनी डिक्टेशंस अब तक दे चुका हूं उनको आपने अगर अच्छे से कर लिया है तो आपको ये ज़रूर आपके अंदर एक कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया होगा कि अब आपको एग्जाम में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी। लेकिन आप मेहनत कंटिन्यू करते रहिए, रीडिंग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कीजिए। आपसे मुलाकात करता हूँ अगली क्लास में अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।